Looks pretty good so far. Hey guys, welcome back to AC Auto Carts. Hey, tonight we're back on Chris and Stephanie's Ezgo TXT. The folks at Roykaw a couple weeks ago reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to send you an Underglow kit. I was like, yep, we'll do that. Because I know my buddy wanted some accessory lights underneath it. This is the first time I'm installing longer strips like this. It has two different sizes. So we will compare this with the other one I've got on. I have little smaller ones on Burgundy over here. So we'll see how much different it looks. These things do look pretty bright already. I have them temporarily hooked up to the battery, so we'll show you that. So get them in. Let's get going. So here's the kit. I should probably measure these. Pretty long. They're just about as wide as the cart. So I'm going to put one on the front, one on the rear, and then these two will go down the frame rails on the sides. So we'll crawl under there. It comes with a lot of zip ties, so we should be good there. Plenty of wire, an instruction kit, and this remote. The remote does all the controlling. You do have to open up the remote. It came with a little sticky, it came with this thing right here. So this covers the battery. So pull that out, snap it back together, you're good to go. And this guy controls all the functionality. It does have an app that you can use and download. Scan that QR code. The remote has, these are the instructions for the remote. And it does have some install instructions. But the install is pretty cut and dry. I mean, clean the area, pull the tape, stick it on, zip tie your wires in. So for now I have this ran to the battery like this. I'm going to be putting a separate fuse panel in here that'll be key operated, but we want to get these in for tonight. So I'm just going to leave them like this and turn them on and off with the remote for tonight. But like I say, future episode or future video, we'll go ahead and put a fuse panel in that'll be key operated. This portion right here, if you have a stereo set up already, you want to have that somewhat close to a speaker, because this will be what senses music, and these will pulsate to music as well. So let's unhook all this. I mean, it seems like there is plenty of wire available for each run. Oh boy, I'm going to make a big knot here. Watch this. Okay, guess not. We're good to go. Definitely want to avoid folding these things. Yeah, look at all this. I mean, all right, so I know we're under here. Just give you some bearing. I know I'm going to run the long one here on the frame rail. So I'm going to get an alcohol pad. I'm going to wipe that down. And we're going to go ahead and stick the two longer ones on the rockers there. Well, those aren't rockers. Those are frame rails. Excuse me. These are rockers. So underneath the rear, there's the rear axle. Again, this is a bit of an older cart. I'm going to clean up the bottom of the body. This is like basically the rear bumper is right here. So we'll clean that up and we'll two-sided tape that rear one to here, which I think will give a good glow for underneath the rear seat. As far as the front, we are a bit undecided. So I would like it to illuminate the front suspension, but not in front of this front bumper. The easy way would be to stick it right here on the front cross member, but I'd like it to be up further because you like these to kind of illuminate the wheels, but we'll have to see. Let's get them down in here and see what we're thinking. plenty of wire. All right, got a little alcohol on a paper towel. All right, let's make sure I got a longer one here. Here's one of the long ones. Right at the beginning of that frame rail. Oh boy, it's even longer. Where can I go after there? I gotta go out to here. That's longer than the rocker panel. Let's see here. I definitely want to end it before the spring. Maybe I could go up in there a little bit. All right, the rockers are in. I put a few zip ties to keep them secure. These were long enough that I came up through that shackle. So we're going to get a little bit right there. A couple of zip ties here. Zip tied it across the bar there. And now I got my mess over there. But basically did that same thing for those frame rails. So I popped the wheels off and I stuck it there because it's pretty long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just snip those and we'll get this wire in with that harness and go down the frame rail with the rest of it. Okay, here's what I did under here. I kind of ran out of spaces. So I dropped it down there. I am going to zip tie it. I have it zip tied down here, zip tied here. So this thing looks rusty, right? But it is really just the seat. The frame and such on the real cart is in good shape, but the rear seat is pretty, the bottom half here is kind of rusty. So, you know, maybe if it wasn't in such shape, you could have run it here, but then I wouldn't be able to go around this. So that would have been an option. The problem with it, I didn't want to jog it over this. So I went with the last piece of the bumper and just because it's so long, I dropped it down the shackle here. So we'll see what that looks like tonight. Wiring is run up the frame rail in there and zip tied to the frame rail. So really all I have left to do is clean up the wiring up top and nip the extra zip ties. And then we'll see you later and see what it looks like. Looks pretty good so far. I mean, I can't shut all the lights off, but I think we've got the effect that we were looking for here. So Chris and I are out here comparing how bright these are underneath. And I do have a little spotlight on right now, so let me go ahead and kick that off. So just as for those of you that didn't see the previous video, in Ron Burgundy here, we've got a different setup where you have these individual strips. I have 10 of them total in here. There's 2 above every wheel. There's 2 little ones on the rocker here, right? I put 2 in the little holder things there, storage. And then there's 2 on the back. One's there, and then I have another one here, which that one actually broke, which is why it's white and yellow. So for these big strips, they definitely went in quicker. So this is both of them at the blue setting. Those long strips are really nice. Overall, we're satisfied with the brightness and so forth. So as far as it being over the wheel, you do get a little bit on that wheel, but again, we're using 4 pieces, so I don't have a lot of light over that wheel as opposed to what we did over here. So it really is just a matter of, you know, what you're looking for. This kit did go in easy, with the exception of you really want to plan your routing. There's one space underneath here. Let me get this little light on. that I would have preferred to have run it through here rather than on the outside. So see the wire I've got there? If I had pre-planned it, I would have come through there, but I had already stuck the front on and there was no going back. Once you pull that tape and stick it, there's no going back. So that's my biggest advice. Try to pre-plan. The no headlights is problematic. Yeah, I don't like it. Hey, meet Chris.
Hey, y'all.
This is his cart. So anyway, we've been toying around with the lights a little bit. We got to get a little bit better with the instructions, which buttons do what. A is supposed to be the colors, B is supposed to be functionality, C is supposed to be speed, or vice versa. I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll put it back in the video for you all. But it does come with those instructions. We just got to get memorizing them. They do have that mobile app that you can download on your phone to control them as well. As far as brightness, like we've been talking about, very similar to the 10 that I have on this one, to what we have here. It's pretty bright from underneath. I think that we're satisfied with that side of it, right?
Yeah, no, it's great from the brightness side of it.
Okay, so we're good there. So we're going to give this kit a go. I think your father bought a set, is that right?
He did.
Yep. Yeah, so we've got another one coming to another cart in our neighborhood for his dad.
This one's nice and bright. I definitely don't recommend downloading the app and reading the instructions, because just
we are messing around with it. So, yeah. But anyway, brightness good, install easy. We'll see you on the next one. Hey, real quick, we're over here in Chris's garage. He downloaded the app onto his phone. I didn't want to put it on mine. Changes everything. Everything's solid. You can control everything way easier. No need the remote, even though the remote will be nice for on and off.
Yeah.
But all the colors are there. It's a little bit more solid. The beat pulsating isn't there anymore. So there you go. Hey, thanks again. We'll see you next time.